Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video. I know it's been quite a while, but I've just been a little bit busy with work. Anyways, I thought we'd do a new meta guide, considering there have been some patches recently. Now, a lot of my meta guides, the funny thing is that they change with time, but realistically, even though I've played this game for more than a year straight, I think I have like 9 or 10,000 levels. My opinion about heroes is constantly changing, right? And at any time after a rework, maybe one hero is really strong, but then again, there are other strong heroes. But basically, what I'm trying to say is that, like, categorizing these heroes is very subjective, right? Everyone's going to kind of have their own opinion. And your opinion might even change over time, but I'm going to kind of do my best to try and go over what I think is really strong right now and what will continue to be strong. So we're going to go roll by roll, starting with tank. At one point, I did say Stitches was really strong. He is strong, but there are some other tanks that are just really meta. We'll go ahead and just start with the classic, right? Johanna. Why is Johanna really strong? In this video, we're going to talk more about what makes these heroes really strong so you can understand not just, oh, this hero is strong, right? Well, what build do I go? How do I play them? Well, what makes Johanna really strong is this level 4 talent. Now, if you're not having a good time on Johanna, you're probably just not taking Subdue. Subdue slows by 80% if you hit 2 people, and that alone on a tank is just disgusting. Her whole kit is just CC. She's kind of unstoppable. She's great setup for any mage. Great setup for any team. Very strong, 80% slow at level 4. Just a solid all-around hero. Good wave clear, yada yada. So on and so forth. That's really... This is what makes Johanna strong. I don't really have to go on to multiple tiers. It's just one talent. Another formidable tank is Garrosh. Now, against better players, it's going to be harder to get more value with Garrosh against better players. And the reason why is because Garrosh has to throw. He has to get value. And he might be more secretive against like masters and stuff, but master players are not going to let Garrosh get the throw. But he is better in like lower leagues where it's easy to just kind of throw people. Taunt is always really strong. And another underrated talent on Garrosh is actually Double Up. So Double Up is extremely strong because you can activate the armor. So that's just a really good talent there. So yeah, Taunt is one, and Double Up is another one to try. Now, of course, Blood Cray is also good. Defensive Measure is also good. I'm not discounting anything. Diablo's another one. He's just very healthy, and he can come back. He can res quickly. ETC is even really strong. Mosh pits are huge. Blaze you don't see as much played as a main tank, right? He's kind of this off lane, kind of secondary tank, but he's decent. You could even play him as a main tank. Anub'arak, of course, just because he has 2 stuns. What makes Anub'arak really strong? Well, this is what makes Anub'arak really strong. Is at 20 you can basically have 4 stuns. So, any tank in the right scenario can be good, but I think some of the best tanks are Garrosh, Diablo, Johanna, ETC, Blaze, and Anub'arak. That's just my opinion. Alright, so that's tank. Let's go on over to Bruiser. Now, I'm going to go ahead and preface this, or preface, I don't know exactly which pronunciation is correct, but I'm going to basically preemptively say Bruiser is not my best role. I don't love Bruiser. I'm not great at Bruiser. I mean, I have a lot of Bruisers leveled across a lot of accounts, but, my opinion on this might not be great. Now, in a team fight scenario, okay, if we're talking about sheer team fight, Hogger by far wins best Bruiser role. And the reason why is because in ARAM, you could do like 300,000-400,000 hero damage. And the reason why is because of this talent here. Level 7. Now in a solo lane scenario, this build is not as good, right? You probably want to go on the Prowl and some other talents. You probably want to go this rage build if you're going to be soloing. But for a team fight, having the reset on the WQ is extremely strong. But the reason why Hogger's a good offlaner is because his siege damage is decent, and he has this E button which allows him to get out of anything. It gives him unstoppable, and he can just get out. So that's what makes him a good offlane, because he can get out from any scenario and not get ganked. Another classic offlane is Sonya. I mean, she's been one of the best bruisers for a long time, and that's just because she's kind of a generic bruiser that can do everything. Honorable mention goes to Gazlowe. His wave clear is great. He's a great solo. Imperius is another team fight bruiser, right? If you land crazy Shishkis, it's great. His wave clear is not very good. The reason why Imperius is so good is because of Q build. Q build is extremely strong. It's just disgusting. Another hero, Ragnaros. He has a free win button. If I just press R, I can basically win anything. And that's just because it's Lava Wave. You know, I get a free wave clear. I got to stay in the team fight. I can Molten Core. I can take over stuff. His team fight's not bad with meatballs and, you know, Q healing. Not a bad hero. All right, so ranged assassin. Who are the best ranged assassins in the game? Well, there are actually a lot of really good ranged assassins, and you know, you talk to a lot of really good players, they'll all give you different answers. As far as some of the most meta ones, I definitely say Zul'jin and Valla, and the reason why is because Zul'jin gets stronger every time he's in a fight, and he has good range, he has good self-sustain, he has good poke with his W build. You can kind of build him a lot of different ways according to what you need. He's just a really strong assassin, especially in ARAM. Valla is another one just because she is kind of like a Zul'jin, but with more mobility. You know, she has, you know, Q build can be very strong if you need to be kind of more magey, or you can go auto attack, and even in ARAM you could go W build, right? All these builds are very versatile, very good assassins. Ming definitely gets up there as well, just because she's very mobile. Tassadar, because he has amazing amount of sustain here. Now, you see a lot of people going auto attack Tassadar. I would immediately advise them, look, auto attack Tassadar is not how to play Tassadar. A lot of mages should be played as a mage, not as an auto attacker, right? The general rule of thumb, in my opinion, is that most mages should go mage talents. Auto attackers can go mage or auto attack talents, but Orphea is one exception. Orphea is a mage where going some trait or auto attack talents is not necessarily bad. And the reason why is because Orphea is a very in there hero, kind of like a melee almost hero. And so having extra sustain when you need it is not a bad idea. Of course, E build is very strong too for extra poke, depending on what you need. But I wasn't putting her on the list. I don't think she's actually meta at all. In fact, it's pretty easy to counter an Orphea as long as you sidestep her Q. She doesn't get a lot of value. I just wanted to say she's one of the exceptions to the mages that you can actually kind of go an auto attack build with. So, meta heroes, we got Zul'jin, Valla, Li Ming, Tassadar. And I'm trying to look over here, see anyone else that I like. I mean, Sylve is definitely up there. I'd even put Tychus up there just because he's such a good tank buster. Cassia gets an honorable mention, and Gul'dan does too. Even Chromie can be very good just because of the poke. Alright, melee assassins. Melee assassins are probably the least meta roles out of all the heroes in the game. Even less than support. It's crazy that I'm saying that, but it's kind of true. The most meta melee assassin is Alarak. He's just very strong. He can pull people in and just destroy them. A very good Zeratul can be good. I still don't think Zeratul is that meta, though. I know this, it's crazy, right? This is insane. How could anyone say that, right? Zera is extremely meta. He's so good. In my opinion, it takes quite a while for him to come online. He is very good late game, but early game, Stealthies kind of fell off. You know, back in the day, they used to be a lot stronger, but Stealthies as a whole kind of fell off. And the reason why is because they don't do as much consistent damage as some of the other heroes in the game. And not to say that a really good Zera with a hat is not going to just destroy a bunch of backline. And of course, in the right scenario, a Zera will destroy, and even a Samuro will be very annoying, you know, in the offlane and stuff. But I think the most meta melee is definitely Alarak. Samuro just got reworked, and he's very strong right now, and Zera is also decent. For healer, you really got two of the best healers, which are Anduin and Rehgar. And the reason why, Rehgar has this totem, which is actually just getting nerfed in the patch that's coming out pretty soon. But I still think he's going to be strong even after this rework and this patch and this nerf. It's just because of the totem. The totem is absolutely broken, and it's overtuned, and that's why they're nerfing it. But it nerfs the entire enemy team. It slows them by 80%, nerfs all of their damage. It's just disgusting. It's so gross. And then, on top of that, Rehgar has decent wave clear. He's mobile. He can get in and out. He nerfs everyone's damage. Ancestral is busted. He's just a very, very good healer. Anduin because of the pull. Anduin because of the two pull. More specifically, the double pull talent. Extremely strong. Brightwing because of his global. He can get around everywhere. Stukov, because of the silence, you know, you pair that with the right hero like a Varian or, you know, the right tank, they're going to be stuck in the silence and they're just kind of dead. So I would definitely say Rhaegar, Anduin, Brightwing, Stukov. Those are the most meta healers. For our last role, we have support. Now, for support, Abathur is kind of king, right? I mean, Abathur is a god. He can be everywhere. But then again, I'm not really gonna tier these. I will say Medivh is the worst out of all of them, and the reason why is because he just lacks wave clear, and also he needs to stack. He's already kind of a niche hero, or a niche hero, if you will, right? Because I put portals out, I shield people, and I spam Q. If you don't get stacked, it kind of sucks trying to do damage. I mean, of course you can still save people, but he has no wave clear. He has a lot of problems. Zarya is in a weird spot, right? She's a support. A lot of people play her as a bruiser mistakenly. She should not be played as a bruiser. She should be played in the 4-man with the team. TLV can be great. It's just, obviously they have no team fight potential unless you go certain builds. But their soak is great, and I still think that they're actually even better than Medivh. But I would say Abba and Zarya are probably the most meta supports. Anyways, guys, like I said, this video is really subjective. What is my experience? You know, why should you listen to me? Well, I'm a Master Heroes of the Storm player. I've been playing for about a year. And I really love HOTS. It's probably my favorite game of all time. As you can see, this is not my only account. I do have, I don't know, somewhere around 10 accounts on here. Love the game. And, you know, like I said, everyone's meta opinion is always changing. Everyone has different ideas, different opinions. So, you know, you're always welcome to make your own assessment from this, but I just wanted to share what I think is really meta. And of course, you know, my opinion changes a lot, and of course your opinion might change, and someone might have another opinion. But I hope some of the these little insights into the talents that I take and why I think they're really strong helped. And I hope the music wasn't too loud. I know sometimes that's an issue, or the directional audio is a little off. So I hope everything was good, and I hope this helped you out. I also do sometimes stream on Twitch. You can check me out at twitch.tv/DordyHots. That's DORDIHOTS. I really appreciate you guys watching this video, sticking around. If it helped, please leave a like, comment, thumbs up, and subscribe. All right, I'll catch you guys in the next one.